Shard, so the block him off. Laurel's going to try and go for the steal. It ends up being top, where the supports will squabble over it. Deny a shield run.
They squabble up or down?
I believe they squabbled up because it was the top room.
Just checking there, Kendrick. EZM gonna get nuked down.
Laurel looking at this situation. It's looking pretty juicy. Snowball attempting to dodge some of this damage. A Slight is going to be up as soon as he comes back down. The golem's going to be used. Echo Slam tries to finish off Maposhka. He's put against the shard, back against the wall, gets vacuumed back into his death, but BZM still burns out, and Sox is going to die as well. This golem is just too strong. 33, he battles it underneath the tower. He's going to kill it, yes. He's a little bit low though. Rue, he's got stick charges. He can pop time lapse as well if he needs to.
Port level.
Way he goes, okay, way he doesn't go. Now,
the fence.
Get him on the fence. 3 seconds as a fairy fire.
Ion shield disruptor. Run him down.
Yeah, he gets him in the end. Almost pushed him away with the electromagnetic repulsion. Meanwhile, Laurel jumps to the other side of that fence. Easily gets the cleanup, and he still has Slight. Besides, the 33 is a bit too tanky. Understandably, he's got a Vanguard. Not an easy kill to get with physical damage.
Very close to the tier 2 as well. Support's coming back in. You don't want to use all your mana, get stuck in no man's land. There's one remnant available. Ultimately, support levels for Spirit waiting out there. In fact, you just have the ults online before Tundra do. It's massive. And the support's dying there. Not a lot of XP going to the Slark either, so they're going to make up for it with some stat clearing. Need the Static Storm. That's a big component of your early game. Whitemon still making plays without it. It's just so limited in what you can do in terms of control versus the Ember. I will say Tundra have a lot of blocking mechanisms in this lineup.
Yeah.
They have Fissure, Kinetic Field, Darkseer Wall, Ice Shards. Then you get Skewered back in and then refielded.
Yeah.
It's hard for Spirit to walk in this game. Not going to be able to walk very easily.
That sounds like a problem with a hero who can attack heroes really quickly, but has to kind of walk up to them to do so.
That's the 3-man bonds with amp damage Ember.
It is looking pretty nice. Laurel's just going to keep pushing forward.
Like, oh my god!
Oh god! Yeah! Get the hell out of there! Run! Laurel does too much damage with the fatal bonds and an amp damage. Ooh.
So much damage.
How much damage was that one Slight?
I mean, it was 310 per Slight hit.
Yikes.
2 Slights, he killed 2 supports.
Radon TP to bottom lane because Collapse wants to make a play for it with the arena. Dyrachyo had already used his skewer, already used his RP. He has no defense mechanisms. Nice heads up play from Collapse and Radon.
Dyrachyo just continues to suffer in this series. He's
The topic of Dyrachyo, I mean, you pulled this. And then obviously, notoriously, they played up against them in the TI finals, and it did not go well for them whatsoever.
unlucky matchup for them, you know.
Yeah. But this is a matchup that stretches all the way back to Dyrachyo's time on Windstrike when Spirit wasn't really the big name that they were. And he lost the grand finals in some random online cup 2-3 against Spirit.
I think there's some truth in this matchup because if you look at Dyrachyo, his defining characteristic as a carry is the aggression.
Yes.
The snowball, the running around the map early, just taking over games, not relenting. You have a few bad deaths here or there, but ultimately he still closes it out. And I think Spirit are just the ultimate team at bending but not breaking.
Yeah.
Like, you can be aggressive versus team. You can put them in the hole, but they will still find ways to win that team fight. So it doesn't really matter if you're that aggressive unless you completely rout them, which is rare.
Yeah.
Usually when they make it to a finals, they're in pretty good form. I think they're just a tough team to rout. Like, they hold their own in lanes. They're not going to beat you in the lanes, but they hold their own. There's another game, right? They didn't destroy Tundra in the lane. They held their own completely. They found little openings, and now you're in a spot where you're starting to think, oh, this game is going to go late again. And do we have the scale in the team fight to take that? And I think Tundra addressed it in the draft, but I think for a player like Dyrachyo, it's going to be a tough matchup. And I think we saw in particular, him on those Gaiman Grand Finals of the series where they played them, that was a brick wall that Gaiman ran into. They were unable to run Spirit over, and it just turned into Spirit's game.
I mean, just thinking about the Spirit made a name for themselves at that TI-10 finals, right? Playing defensively around Vision and picking off heroes that, you know, move into their area. Seen it a few times here in this series.
You have to match them in the team fight department. Like that's most of the time I've seen Spirit get beaten in these big series is when you can match their team fight prowess. Was my reaction after the slate came through.
Oh.
The more I look at that, it looks like something else, but we'll bypass that. I think if you can match them in terms of team fighting skill, that's one part of it, but also confidence. To be a good grand final team, you have to be confident in what you're doing. I think Spirit show it in some of their unconventional picks, like they're willing to do anything and adapt. I think Tundra have shown it in their ability to adjust their pace and play style very drastically within a series.
Yeah.
When they earlier in the year, we saw them go down 0-2, right, and they made their reverse sweep. They adjusted that really quickly. And they're also not afraid to pick some unconventional stuff. So I think these two teams have a lot of similar characteristics. It's just a matter of who gains these slight advantages in those departments.
Any other heroes that you want to talk about that we didn't get a chance to hack here in the laning phase?
Talk about the Clinks again. I mean, what is up with... what is going on with Clinks, man?
Yeah, what's the funniest thing the last year, a whole season? I'm checking up on your Toro's, you know, pub games, what he's playing. Everybody else is playing, you know, these sort of like, you know, aggressive carries, and this man's still just rocking the hard carries all the time. And he's picking the heroes that nobody else is picking. He's playing the Clinks. He's picking the Troll. Like, you know, it's just like, oh my God.
Because he's a hipster. Remember, his original TI run, he played a different carry every game.
Yeah.
He's just a hipster carry at heart. He doesn't want to beat you. He wants to beat you on the garbage. So then he can really shove it in your face, you know? Like, I wasn't even playing the good carries, patch, and I still beat you. So that's how bad you are. I think he gets a little extra enjoyment.
And this will be the ultimate test. The Troll, which is not held in high regard.
I mean, this hero's playable, though.
Many players.
I would rate Troll higher than Clinks. That might be a controversial statement, but I would.
Dependent on matchup, I think this is maybe a better matchup for Troll than the game was for Clinks.
Yes, and I think that's why I'd rate him higher. I think in a lot of situations you're going to see Troll. He has clear matchup purposes than when you see Clinks.
Okay.
Like, what makes a Clinks game? You could tell me a lot of stuff, but I'm not going to believe it. What makes a Troll game? I don't know. You know, your carry had a few too many beers the night before. Like that, I can buy into that. You know, no accusations here. I'm not a tweet. I'm not a tweeting man.
Yeah, I mean, Toro has had a long day. He's been on camera for most of it, so.
Yeah, I didn't realize. I kind of forgot Thracho was in this game, so that was a bad joke to make. We'll move past that.
Itemization looking forward. We've got the Battle Fury for Radon. Heaven's Halberd is going to be a choice for 33. No surprise when you're matched up against a Troll.
Can we talk about the Battle Fury for a second?
Yeah, what about it?
I cannot be the... Can we open the item inventory quick while we're paused?
You hate the double broadswords.
I hate the double
I also hate the double broadswords. It just looks
That's
bad, man.
more like it.
Every time I see this, I think somebody misbought.
Yep, same.
I think they misbought items. Like, that's all I see. Oh, he messed something up. He's going 2 items. Like, this has to be changed for aesthetic purposes.
Agreed.
Maybe it's balanced. I don't care. Just change it.
It just looks bad.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad for the game. You know what? We got to capture the youth audience. You're not going to get them with this kind of stuff. Like, come on. It's got to be cleaner. It's got to be better.
Potential League of Legends players watching this game going, that guy's got 2 of the same item.
Exactly. You have to dumb it down a little. Get that lead conversion.
Well, it's dumber than buying 2 of the same item.
3 of the same. Has there ever been an item with 3 of the same components?
I don't think so. We had the refresher that was double perseverances, right?
3?
I don't think there's ever been 3.
I'll tell you, back in the Dota 1 days, I used to be a 5-point booster OD connoisseur.
What the
Do you know that build? In like the really old Dota days, you used to just be able to go point boosters on OD to push his max mana up.
Yeah.
So you could just kill people like really early on in the game because it was the most efficient increased mana pool.
I was
I was a connoisseur of that.
I was a random sit in secret shop for a few extra seconds for the tick gold to buy Ring of Health right away. Show up to lane.
Oh, you were the guy that's AFK for a minute.
Only with Ring of Health. Yeah,
and then came back and complained on the mic. Why is my lane losing? Yeah, that's why NA Dota has a bad name, because of you, Austin. Thank you.
I was also a Helm of Dominator Enigma player.
What is
Dude, back in the day, Dota 1, Helm of Dom actually had some crazy stats. It was still built up with the Helm of Iron Will, so it gave you armor and regen. It was a pretty efficient item.
Well, it was a stat item for a long time, too, I think. It had stats associated with it. Imagine there was a neutral creep that had a vacuum ability. You could vacuum people into your black hole with Helm of Dominator Enigma.
Yeah, I feel like we're already getting to neutral creep, power creep.
Yeah, just throw a vacuum in there.
I don't know if I like
Just
that so much. Like the Doom being able to get his own mini Ravage. I don't know if I like that one. Bro.
Okay, but
I don't know. That looks a little dangerous.
Hear me out on this one, Austin. Parity, right? Dota's a game of parity. Balance in all things. Doom can get Centaur Stomp. What about Centaur being able to get Doom?
What does that even
parity
mean?
In all things?
What does that even mean?
2 minutes of pause time.
Yeah, there's
holy.
Swapping out PCs, so hopefully the guys swapping out the PCs are fast. No problem. I can control 3 heroes. Radon don't give a fuck.
I think he just doesn't want to play the troll. He's like, yeah, I'll play the Ember. I'll play the Mars.
Any other heroes to play, please?
I'll beat you with both hands. I was only using one up till now.
Imagine he plays 3 cores at once. What does Yotaro look like as a mid or off lane player?
Probably like Arteezy when he was mid. Plays carries.
Okay. Yeah.
Mid drow, you know.
Look like Amar in the off lane.
I can't see Radon playing off lane, honestly.
It's just too much hitting creeps.
Yeah, I don't see it. He could play mid for sure. But it would have to be the right patch.
Yeah. What is that?
Squirrel.
It's so cute. Squirrel?
Or is a chipmunk? I don't know. I'm not a biologist, man. It's a rodent of some kind. Well, this guy got messed up.
Oh my God. Help! I'm falling. I can't get up.
A butterfly.
Little butterfly.
Or a moth.
I'm going to say that's a butterfly. The ghosts. Mars.
Why are there still shields there?
Particle effects. Come and they go.
Uh-oh. Multi-language now.
Any translators? Ooh, silent into Discord.
What?
I assume that's not actually silent. I assume that's
well, maybe
one of the players.
It could be coaches are allowed to listen, because that is a thing now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't know if that's for the online rule set, but could be my assumption. I mean, they're running out of time here. What happens? Do they get time? Can Tundra give them their time? Or is Tundra just going to unpause? Fuck you.
I mean, they're down a game in the series, you know? I think...
You think Tundra's the kind of team that... I feel like most Dota teams would give time. Like, you don't want to beat someone because they...
Oh, see, now you're setting the precedent. You're setting the precedent. Most Dota teams, it implies that if Tundra don't give them their pause time...
No, I'm not saying that. They're completely in the right to do whatever the admin says. That's ultimately what you should do.
Sure.
I think most Dota players, they don't actually want to win just because you EC. You know? In pubs, yeah, they're going to spam that unpause. I mean, this would have been unpaused 20 minutes ago if this were a pub.
I don't know. I think we learned something recently about what Dota players will do.
Some guy writes in chat like, "Oh, my house is burning down and my dad's dying," and they're like jamming the unpause button. Sucks for you, brother. Let's go.
Or like Brian in that skit getting murdered. Help!
I think that was fake.
Yeah, I did see Brian later on. He seems like he was okay.
What do you think that guy's name is?
I don't know. We can go check. Hello.
Hello.
We
We should be underway here, hopefully soon. They only said they needed a couple more minutes. And, I don't know. Grand finals in your time. So you played a...
Oh, God, we're back to this. What? Anytime Austin is challenged to find a topic to fill with, he just goes to my career because it's easy pickings.
It's interesting is what it is.
Kicking a guy while he's down.
I was going to talk about how you won a tournament.
Back in the
You
90s.
won a Valve minor.
When you used to play against milkmen in the back street there, boy.
Who did you play your final against in the GESC? What was it, Thailand?
Come on, man. I don't want to go back to that shit.
Why not?
It
You
was
don't want to
against,
relive you winning a tournament?
What was the name of that team? It was a Chinese team. Like Dark Zero or something.
Okay.
Dark was on that team. I don't know. They beat like EG and Secret to get there. And then we just cleaned house. That was easy.
Wait. Was that like a 3-0 sort of situation?
Yeah, we 3-0'd them. I remember I played Warlock in game 3. My team had no faith in it.
Yeah.
Except Rezo.
Yeah, Rezo had your back.
Yeah. Rezo always has your back until it goes like wrong. And he's like, I knew that wouldn't work.
Were you a dictator when it came to picks? Particularly your own?
No. But I would just pick.
Yeah.
I mean, every captain will ultimately just pick their own hero at some point.
Yeah.
Because you have to have confidence. You can be like, oh, what should I play, guys? Like, should I play Ogre Magic? What kind of captain does that? You just got to like slam the dick on the table and be like, it's Warlock time, baby. It's going to work. And then if you go 0-8, you just, yo, what the fuck was my carry doing? And you're like, obviously that game was on him,
I mean, of note, you're also up 2 games. It's easy to pick whatever hero
it's easier
you wanted at that point.
That's a good point, Austin. It's easier to pick unconventional heroes when you're up in a series, right? Maybe that's why we see some of the trolls coming out and like unconventional heroes for Spirit. They're confident.
So
They're feeling it.
You think metaphorically this is Yotaro putting it out there?
Yeah, probably. But he probably genuinely thinks the hero is good. Because, okay, so here's another issue, right? Let's say you're Yotaro. You're playing at all these pubs. Your highest MMR in the world. I mean, there's like 10 win traders above you, but you're basically highest actual MMR in the world. I don't know. It's Europe server.
Yeah, there's some guy who
actually it's Europe server, so it's probably like
plays in South Korea.
Yeah,
servers.
there's a couple of hero spammers. There's probably like 50 win traders ahead of you. But you're okay. So you're Yotaro. You're like rank 60, highest MMR in the world, and you can go in that pub. You're gonna get carry. Who's gonna argue with you? You're gonna get carry roll.
Yeah.
As long as you're not on a team with Seb, you're gonna get last pick. You're gonna play whatever you want. And you're probably gonna destroy the game because you're playing against some like Smurf/booster, because every Dota game has Smurfs and boosters in it, right? And you're going to demolish him on lane. So you're already 3K ahead. You're going to own the game. You're going to go 20-0. Of course, you're going to think every hero you play is broken. So he probably plays 10 games of Troll, goes like a combined KDA of 630. Yeah. And then he's like, team, this hero's absolutely busted. But is that realistic, Austin?
Every
is that
single
realistic?
time I looked at his pub history, when it came to playing Clinks, he was losing more pubs than he was winning.
So that says that's really bad. That's why I think that hero's really bad. You know, if Yotaro can't beat European Smurfs with a hero, you're in trouble. You know,
you're in uncarryable territory.
Yeah, I think Valve honestly looks at that, and that's how they determine how to buff and nerf heroes.
Yotoro's win rate.
Yeah, like can Yotaro win with this carry? You know, they watch him play Juggernaut. That hero's right on the line.
Yeah,
they're like, oh shit, he's kind of winning with it, but we know it's bad, but we can't buff it. What do you do?
Is that why? Because Yotaro has just been winning with Juggernaut for the last 10 years?
Well, not competitively. I'll tell you that much. Not competitively. I can't even remember the last finals that had Jug in it.
It's been a minute for sure. Probably like, I don't know, TI2 or something.
Yeah, I don't even know, dude.
some healing ward high ground push TI4 meta stuff or something.
Yeah, some Vici gaming meta.
Oh.
I don't know. Carry players are wild, dude. Carry players are wild.
We got one player back into the game. Laurel's back into it.
Yeah, we're on our way.
But I was going to ask you, the whole point was, in a grand finals...
yes. What's your question?
Do people have experience in grand finals? When you go into a grand finals, how different is your match prep? Or your matchup?
Well, our prep was not good.
Why not?
But it should have been better looking back. On average, it's a lot more. You're a lot more prepared. If you're the team that's waiting, you also are watching. So
yeah, I was going to say, in that situation, you were the waiting team.
Sometimes, yeah.
In your grand finals,
I wasn't a major grand finals, you know. against LGD.
Yeah,
in China. That was tough. You know, you want to hear a biased crowd? Oh my God! Play in a major finals against a Chinese team in China.
What tournament?
That was the most one-sided audience I have ever been, like ever. I'm telling you, LGD got like they get a D word in that game. They're just
oh yeah, go crazy.
Fucking insane. We would team wipe them. There's like one guy in the back. Yeah. They escort that guy out. Sir, you're gonna have to. You're being a disturbance. You gotta leave. Most one-sided crowds I've ever seen in my life. It was kind of fun though. It's kind of fun. I mean, we got owned, but
what tournament was that? What tournament? What team?
Chengdu Major, I think.
Okay. Yeah. I think I casted that, but I was not there. I think that was the one that BTS did remote coverage for.
Yeah, we crushed that tournament and then lost horribly. It was actually interesting finals because I think we had the meta more figured out, and LG just stole all our heroes and then picked them ahead of us, and I was not prepared for somebody doing that at all.
Oh no!
I was like, wait, what do we pick against this? This is what we've been picking, and we think it's broken, so you can't counter it. So they just picked it. And then we didn't know how to counter it because that's what we had been playing that we thought was broken. Like actually,
that's so funny.
Completely fucked us.
Because every single time that situation happens, I think we did panel for that and caster or something like that. Every single time that situation happens, we're on panel. We're talking about, oh yeah, look at that. They're taking a bunch of their heroes, but they're playing against the team who set the meta with these heroes. Yeah. They know exactly how to counter it. I can almost guarantee you there was a panel where somebody said exactly that.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
And you were in the booth going, I don't know how to counter this guy.
I think it's 50-50. I think half the time teams know exactly what they do against it. Yeah. They've thought it out. And in this day and age of Dota, I think that's more common.
Sure.
But I think there's been a lot of instances where teams were like, I think this hero's completely busted. I don't know what to do against it. Like, we gotta take it first.
Do you remember what the heroes were that were busted?
It was a like Death Prophet gyro meta.
Okay.
Yeah, Tuskar was super strong. It was like a roaming melee 4 meta.
Roaming melee 4, big team fight.
I mean, I remember we did it on the tournament we played. What was it? The Manila Masters. That EG won when I was coaching them. I remember part of it was that it was Newbie, I think we played against.
Probably.
It was a Chinese team, and they were running this dual roam Night Stalker Maiden strategy. And part of it was like, we should just steal the Night Stalker.
Okay.
We should just like play their duo against him if it comes to it.
And you did that?
Yeah, they got really mad, I think.
And you won with it?
I mean, we also had some plays by Sumail that, you know, might have...
you know, like,
I mean, that's also the truth.
We had a lot of really good strategy stuff, and then Sumail went 15-0.
That's the truth, though. No one wants to talk about this, but like, it's easy to be on a team when you have generational players. Like, come on, dude. Like, is Silent one of the greatest coaches of all time? Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Undoubtedly. There's no debate. He's one of the greatest coaches of all time. But, like, you know, he had 2 generational talents, arguably, and
they have definitely proven that. Yeah,
it's like when I coached Sumail. Like, was I a good coach? No, but I looked like I was because that guy at the time was the best player in the world and could carry a lot of games. You know, so it helps. It helps to have some talent on your roster to bail you out sometimes.
So, do you sympathize with the very recycled joke at this point in time of the Bulba just picking Storm Spirit or Sumail?
Yeah, he was trying to get the talent to bail him out. You know, it's like, oh shit, we're in a whole pick Storm. And then if you lose, well, it's on Sumail. He had his best hero, his signature hero. You know, why didn't you 1v5 the game? It wasn't a draft error. Yeah,
I'm saying, did you ever do that?
No.
No, I don't believe you.
I never had such a generational talent. I mean, I feel like there's 2 kinds of Dota players. There's players that are okay in terms of the generational talent. There's generational talents that are kind of flexible, and they're like, oh, play what the team's playing. I'll gel in. And then there's generational talents who ask for their hero, and you give it to them every time.
Okay.
Or they get real salty.
Which one was Sumail?
I'll let you figure that. Let you figure out.
I have a guess about which one.
Honestly, I think he was more in the middle than people think.
Okay.
He was very willing to almost always play what people did until you were like losing.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I'm done. Like, give me this.
Shit.
The other thing is he would call. I mean, this is way back in the day. He would just call like for a matchup that was terrible on paper, but he knew he would win it because the other guy was trash. So he'd just say that. Like there were some TI games where he would ask for like Ember into Razor. And he killed the Razor twice. There's a game where that happened. And it's like, yeah, I mean, sure, like, what? Okay, I guess you can do that. Because his argument is not that Ember's better than Razor. It's like, I'm just going to own this guy. So pick it for me. Because I'm better. That's my draft reason. I'm better.
Was there a larger idea that, like, oh, the hero, it's a bad lane matchup, but it'll be good for the game?
No, he's just better.
He was just like, I'm just going to clown on this guy?
He's better in lane. He's better in game. He's going to own him in every area of the game. That's how Sumail thought. And that's how generational talents think. I guarantee you every generational talent that's played this game has had a part of them that thinks like that. Like, I'm just better than my opponent, so I can play anything, I can do anything, and I'm just going to beat him. Okay. And that's your self-confidence. That's your self-image going up against your ego, and hopefully you're somewhere in the middle, right?
But there is definitely less room for that sort of thing, right? The skill gap back then of Sumail versus every other mid laner was massive,
right? Of course.
Now you don't have the room to just be like, I'm just gonna outplay this guy.
I mean, Radon pick control. Just pick me troll. I'll play him.
Yeah.
The gap is a lot smaller nowadays. I think that was the widest gap that's ever existed. So it's easy to use that as an example, but you're probably never gonna see that again.
Yeah.
Pretty hard to recreate that. Too much learning nowadays. That's the problem with Dota. There's like too many nerds in this game. They're all studying data. They're all studying Dota buff and replays, and like you do an item build and 10,000 people dissect it within the hour. It's insane. How do you get away with anything anymore? There's no feel. The heart of the game is, where's the heart, Austin?
I mean, the argument for Dota and feel. Can't have a minimum of 4 players ready at 21:35. Okay, so we have about 8 minutes where we'll get an update here one way or the other.
That's a lot of more stories to running out here.
So when it came to the players that you coached or played with, was Sumail the most talented player?
Now you're really digging into this area, huh?
People are curious.
I mean, yeah, I'm going to say Sumail, otherwise he's going to be mad.
Now who's second?
In terms of raw skill?
Sure.
Skill comes in a lot of different forms in Dota, right? You can be a really cerebral player. You can be a very instinctual player.
Yeah.
So what you're just talking about, like, pure, unadulterated skill for the game?
Whatever your read is.
It wasn't fear, I'll tell you. Just because he's watching right now, I had to throw him under the bus a little bit. Honestly, I mean, I think the easy answer is Zai.
Okay.
That guy just has some weird sixth sense for the game. He just knows what to do.
So he was more of a gut player in that regard?
I think he's one of the greatest instinctual players ever, yeah. I think instinctual players, I've always thought, do instinctual players know they're instinctual, though? Because I think in their mind, they have very good reasons for doing everything. And if you extracted that from them, it would seem more cerebral than instinctual.
Sure.
But I don't know, you just get a sense, like, people just have a feel, being in the right place at the right time, Building some right item in a game you've never seen them build before. That kind of thing, to me, just strikes more instinct than I nerded this out before the game and brought it in, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think 33 is a very cerebral player. Obviously, his instinct's very good.
Yeah.
But I can see him having thought things out before, or theory crafted them, or tested them right, and then they're implemented in a game. Whereas I think someone like Zai is just like, he's free-flowing, He's an artist. Just paints a painting. You lose.
And so your argument is we're losing the artists of Dota 2 when we're getting too many of the scientists?
Dude, they're getting grinded out, man. One stat sheet at a time. That's why I never like stats.
Isn't that just the natural progression
from the heart.
of any
play from
sport,
the heart, Austin.
any esport? Isn't that just the natural progression, modernization of
It's sad. Look at baseball. Got taken over by statisticians. I don't even know if that's true. I don't watch baseball, but that's what people always complain about. So
me neither.
Maybe it's true. We need more artistry into it. What you have to keep in order to keep your community alive.
How do you even get that in the first place, though?
You build a sense. Honestly, Valve did a very good job of it.
I
think one of the ways you can grow artistry is by creating desperation. You know, if you starve someone, it will produce greatness. And that's what TI was about. TI was an experiment to induce high stress environments so that you could produce the best storylines and thus captivate an audience and players to be the next generation and come back next year.
You're saying Valve is they're not a company that makes games, or a company who's making psychological studies.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. It's part of it for sure. And I think there's definitely a boardroom at that company that thinks about this stuff. Maybe even enjoys it a little bit, if you know what I'm saying.
Psychology of getting people to buy games.
I can confidently say that because I don't think they're watching this right now. What time is it?
It's 12:30.
They're definitely watching this right now.
12:30 West Coast. It is straight up noon. Somebody's on their lunch break.
Did I mention
Sunday.
Valve has never made a single mistake in the history of Dota 2? They are just killing it right now.
Have you ever thought about what you would be able to do as a coach if you would be able to pause Dota midway through the game, right? Like, you know, Counter-Strike is able to have pauses between rounds, right? Coach can come in, step in, and be like, yo, this is what we need to change up, boys. You ever wish there was something like that in Dota?
From a increase the complexity and the skill level of the game, yes, but I think it would. I don't think you want to pause Dota. I think, as we sit and pause, I think there's a natural flow to the game, and that is part of it.
Yeah.
And not being able to reset all the time is part of the beauty of the game. You can go on tilt. You can get momentum swings. I don't think you should be able to interrupt that.
I mean,
think
that would only enable the scientists even more.
Exactly. We don't want the scientists in Dota. We want dumb people with a lot of heart. That's what we want. You know?
And that's why you have us casting the final.
Exactly. People
got a lot of heart.
relate to that. They find common ground in it because they know that people who play Dota are desperate, they're hungry, and they relate to each other's manic depression. You know, that's what it's about. It's a community that has certain characteristics that traverse the globe, go beyond boundaries. Austin, that's the beauty of the game.
Yeah, as a wise man said, what is it? The culture of Dota supersedes where you come from.
That's true. Yeah, I've never.
Great quote.
I've only heard that once.
Yeah, definitely not.
But I'm looking
running on repeat in my dreams. I see the panel is here. I was leading that into, you know, what if the analyst could go ahead and jump in midway through a series and give a good breakdown?
Oh, I think they heard that one.
Oh, that was
nice, Phil. Really good stuff so far. Really great. Talk about Sumail again for 20 minutes.
I think they're something bugged with like accounts or something. I think this is going to be a def loss.
Yeah, it is.
Potentially is what we're looking at, just to give a little heads up. Which
Game 5, Phil. I mean, at least it's not the end of the. At least it's not the end of the tournament. The end of the series that way. That would be pretty nasty.
I mean, rules are rules. You have to just go with it.
I feel like
we're not the ones to make.
I haven't had something like this happen since like Skype DDoS days.
Oh, don't remind me of that.
In a finals.
Don't remind me of that, dude.
Those days, man. Being a caster was just like, it was a crapshoot. You know, you're just rolling the dice every single day. You show up, you've got no co-caster, you're solo casting a game. It ends up being a 50-minute pause. What do you do? Stuck out there. And it would happen in like big games, big playoffs, big grand finals. It would happen all the time.
I remember playing and my teammates would get that DDoS all the time. We lost series because of it. It was brutal. Skype sucks. It's always sucks.
Who do you think the culprit was on your team?
I know who it was.
Skype leaked all the time. Who was?
Goddamn MSS and YOR. They were the two who got hacked all in goddamn time, and they didn't do the fixes or whatever. Throwing them under the bus a little, but sure, Mojo tried it. YOR definitely did not.
YOR just didn't care. We've got 2 minutes left on the ruling here, so we should be able to have an update for you guys one way or another in just a little bit. Anything else you want to talk about for a couple more minutes?
I think you did a great job digging into my personal history and making me revisit a lot of...
Your personal history is interesting and applicable to Dota.
True.
Not for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Why didn't you ask me a question then?
I just don't care. I just don't care about your personal history, Austin. I feel like I've asked the questions I wanted to in the time I've gotten to know you, and I've known all I want to, and I'll leave it at that. It's not very
many questions. It's not very many. Would you like to ask a question about...
I know some things about you. I knew you used to drive a forklift.
It's true. I did do that.
He's a man of the people, working man.
All right, well, we can go down, break down the history of
Oh, thank God. I
this
was
tournament
running out of stories there.
because we could talk about how these two teams got here in the first place, Team Spirit and Tundra, and take a look at the bracket and how these two teams ended up to get here, because it is pretty funny how like Pari Vision was looking like a hot team that would definitely make the finals and ends up falling to Team Spirit 2-1. I could not believe that Spirit managed to clutch it out, not once, but twice in the 2 games that they 100% should have lost.
I can easily believe that. If there's one team in the world I could believe that of, it is them. The greatest clutch comeback team of all time.
Yeah.
Except OG.
I do. Every single time we say that, I'm just waiting for the sub tweet. You know,
it's coming. He's been typing it up for half a year now. It's a tweet longer, 7,000 word essay on why OG is actually the greatest team in the world. Which do you think it is? Now that we're in this debate, peak OG versus peak Spirit. I mean, that's your only 2 choices, right? No one else comes close to them. If you're picking any other team, you're a fool or you're biased.
There was something truly special about OG and the story and the things they brought to the game.
Okay.
And they will always have a place in Dota. It's one of the 2 best teams ever do it. Ever touch
That's an okay argument. Okay. But there's a but coming.
But I'm gonna go Tundra.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go Spirit.
You're gonna go Spirit, yeah. I think it's a heart and mind thing.
What? Oh, okay.
You know, most people's mind tells them one way and their heart tells them another. It's just a question of where your heart is.
Okay.
And some people's heart is with OG because that era was the best.
Wait, which way do you go? Because I know your heart belongs to Spirit. You gonna tell me I have your mind?
You don't know that.
I do know.
Don't tell me where my heart belongs.
I see the way you blush whenever you mention your Toro's name.
That's not true. You can't say I'm heartless and then say my heart is in a certain direction at the same time. That's unfair. Which is it?
Huh. I was reading the.
I hate you.
Text.
You're such a bad friend. I'll tell you, my heart is with Spirit. You are correct. My mind is with OG.
Okay, give me the argument for it.
I think OG, if you look at it from a pure gameplay standpoint, they had the cleanest execution of a meta versus the opponents of all time. I think it's a little underrated. Because if you're actually looking for the best team, I think that speaks for a lot.
All right. Well, we are.
I'm trying to convince myself here.
I can tell. I think you need some more time to be able to wrangle yourself to truly believe what you're saying. But we are going to go to a bit of a break here, and hopefully we come back. We will have the conclusion of Game 4, Spirit versus Tundra.
Prepare for a lesson.
I'm sensing a pattern here. I'm sensing a pattern here. I cannot believe that worked.
This can't be happening.
О, Чиназа, сюда,
Are you
сюда.
okay? Oh,
Heads up, we're back.
Thanks.
Dire's putting a hurt on Radiant's middle tower.
Welcome back, everybody. We are finally ready to go. Spirits and Tundra Game 4 is back online. So we are good to go back inside the game. A reminder of where we are at in this Game 4.
Break it down.
We are...
Wrap it out.
Well, don't make me do that.
Okay.
Spirits won an early skirmish in the mid lane due to the experience advantage they had from their supports. They had level 6 on the Warlock, dropped Golem, won that mid fight.
I remember now.
Themselves a 2,000, 3,000 net worth lead, and here that's basically the biggest part of the story.
Yeah, I actually don't remember what had happened.
Yeah, I didn't remember when I started that either, but I just kind of found my way in the end.
And Soxa dies out of the pause. Get wrecked, kid.
Scanning for enemies.
We had 30 minutes to think about that.
30 minutes to think of the two-man rotation from mid to top.
I mean, somebody always dies out of a pause.
Yeah, it's true, and it might be 33 as well. But Poshka,
He has Halberd already done.
yeah, he's not an easy kill. They have the Golem.
There's a lot of stacks on this triangle, by the way. Not a crazy amount, but a decent amount here.
Yep.
You can leech some of the XP, you're pretty happy. Radon is farming, Battle Fury done on the Troll. Incredibly fast timing here. 13-minute phase, Battle Fury done. Collapse will steal some of this.
He will steal most of it.
The tier 1 tower, move into the triangle, Troll farming. Tundra need to regroup in this game, get their team fight online, and use some of these support ultis. They're still waiting for the Tusk Punch.
Trying to fight for Wisdom Shrine. More pickoffs might give them double here, but the TP is going to come in. Ear Shaker, wait, canceled. Soxa, very low. The Disruptor's going to show up. 15 more seconds till the Wisdom Shrine is here. They're still going to get the Ear Shaker. And it's looking like with this number of heroes, they might be able to take their own Wisdom Shrine. I mean, it's kind of close. They could Static Storm over. They've got a lot of AoE, but...
Arena Golem here, though.
Fighting into the arena. 33 puts himself in the front lines here to contest the Wisdom Shrine. They go off for the Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit in trouble. Static Storm gets dropped. The arena comes in, but it's too late. They've already killed the Ember, but locked inside of the arena. It's going to be trouble. BZM getting hit by the Golem. He's going to die. Back in. Doesn't save to run. No whiff. It's nothing on the RP. Now Rue pushing onto Whitemon here will collapse, sends 33 flying, but in that position he goes after the Weaver. Collapse. Nice. They're in a bad position now. These heroes way too deep. The best he can hope for is he gets the kill, and the Whitemon does manage to do so. And it looks like the Darkseer's low enough he can't actually commit to kill Rue.
Collapse walks it off as well. Blinks out.
He's good.
Super successful fight for Spirit. That was 4 on 5. Done, man. He didn't even show up. He's just farming the whole time.
He's farming the whole time. The best you could say is that Tundra did secure their own Wisdom Shrine.
I mean, they lost 3k net worth advantage during that period. About 1.5 in the fight, and another 1.5 that Radon cleans up because he doesn't have to go to anywhere. Big win for Spirit here. Did it super well executed, and the Whiffed RP was... That was brutal for Tundra. Need to land these ults, need to clean heroes up with them. The Weaver did so much in that fight.
Wrap it across. They know it's Weaver Troll. They've got a great combo to be able to take Tormentor, but they're in a position to punish him here. Collapse is going to spot Soxa. Soxa is coming in with the shards. Immediately gets picked up and killed. They get the shard, and Tundra decide that they've still got spells on cooldown. No wall, no Static Storm. That top fight, it screwed them in more ways than one. They lost that fight, sure. Radon was tree farming, sure, but the outcome is also the Tormentor being taken
Look at this Warlock. He was like 4th in net worth. He was ahead of the Darkseer when he got the shard. No. Boost him up. He just completed Solar Crest. He's 6-1 in 5. But Poshka just having a beast of a series here.
Instant wall goes out from 33. A bit of frustration. I think he thought that Whitemon was going to connect with something there. Static Storm, a little bit of control, kinetic fence, something.
Right, the spellcasting from Tundra is just not where it needs to be. Make the comeback here in the game 4. They want to push this to a game 5. They're going to have to execute on a higher level because Spirit are firing on all cylinders right now, and this support duo is just outclassing Tundra right now.
Instant Echo, follow-up Static Storm. The silence is good enough to kill the Ember. TP's coming in. Here comes the punish from Spirit. But a glimpse back, sending Radon where he came from. It allows Tundra to be able to disengage.
You can look for more here. Glimpse up again in 9 seconds. They're gonna back off. Not confident enough to take the fight, even with Ember dead. Too many ults committed. No Static Storm, no Echo Slam. Gotta retreat.
You gotta say, you have the GOAT of carries on this hero with one of the fastest Battle Fury BKBs. Troll can't win this game.
He's not winning any game.
He's not winning any games in this
I mean, he's also just so high level because he didn't have to join fights. He got a bunch of solo XP pushing the lanes. He's level 14. Yeah, there's no excuse for the troll performance in this one. He either gets the job done or he doesn't. Same time, BKB does come out for Dyrachio. He's having a solid game on the Magnus. This isn't insane. We've seen him have some insane games on this hero. This is about average for him. But it's solid. And you don't need spectacular games here with this Tundra lineup. You can absolutely win the team fight no matter what, just based off spell casting. That's where you have to step it up in that department. When I combat Spear here, and ideally before all the BKBs come out, I think that eliminates a lot of your team fight presence. Hurts the Disruptor a lot, hurts the Shaker Darkseer damage. Might just be in a situation where you need that RP more than you want to rely on it.
Aksa very dead here. Guards. He's just trying to kill neutrals with it. Not even trying to protect himself because he knows there's really no way out.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yep.
Uh-oh.
There it goes.
Oh boy. I don't like this.
So what do you want to talk about?
No, not like this. My career was not long enough. My career was not long enough for these pauses. Dear God. No, don't. Turn the music off. I don't want to hear the music. Play a different song.
Yeah, the best part is that there's not much that has changed about the game since then. They've gone from 3K net worth lead to 6K, but nothing is really, you know.
I mean, I hope they are
16 levels.
able to resolve it a bit quicker.
What the hell?
Hopefully the problem gets identified a little bit. It would be very sad to see the series not go to its full potential.
7 deaths already?
Yeah, he's had a rough one, dude. He's had a rough one. He got beat up in that Weaver game, too. Had a lot of early deaths in that game. That's what I'm saying. The support duo for Tundra has really been shut down in this game 3 and 4.
Yeah, but they were the highlight for their TI run, so.
I mean, you remember I said these are the 2 best support duos in the world.
Yep.
And I think this tournament has really showcased that. And I think it's especially cool when you see either of these support duos really outclass the other, which we've seen in this series alone. Like, they're very capable of it. It's not that, oh, suddenly Sox is bad. It's just, you know, this is a top ring fight. Like Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, you know, it's 2 teams in their prime showing butt cheeks on TV. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore.
Yeah, who's Jake Paul in this scenario?
Neither's Jake Paul. They're both Mike Tyson.
They're both Mike Tyson.
One is like 30-year-old Mike Tyson. The other is 28-year-old Mike Tyson. 2 Mike Tysons in their primes.
I cannot
You'll love to see it.
Worked.
I think the problem is Collapse. He just got too big at the gym. Just crushing his computer. Why it shouldn't work out so much. Oh, we're getting back though. We're getting back.
Yeah, and what's Laurel's reasoning? Collapse also crushed his computer.
Yeah, he crushed 2 at the same time. He's that big.
Done with the BKB. We'll walk into the pit and we will have another pod.
How is it only 2 of them and it's the same 2? They're in the same location.
Is it possible they're on a different internet line in the other 3?
No, it's some like computer account issue, I guess. I don't know, man. Back to the music. Jeez.
I don't hear music.
You don't hear the music?
No.
Wait, you're only playing it to me? There's no way. You actually are. Give me your headset.
Okay.
Yeah. There's literally music.
Oh, well, you're
There's
talking.
literally music in his headset. He's just trying to gaslight me. What is this? Why would you try and gaslight me over that? It doesn't.
I mean, I'll be honest. I didn't think you were gonna ask for my headset.
Why are you gaslighting me on music?
broadcast.
Like, what is this? It's just duo sabotage. What do you gain from that?
I don't know. It's funny.
Yeah, it was kind of
It
funny.
was
I'll,
kinda
I'll
funny.
give you that. It was pretty funny. I actually kind of believed it for a minute. Anyway, let's talk. Now that we have a break,
Mm,
earlier
finally.
on in the tournament, you were going to tell the stream your big story that was super
Come
exciting.
on, man.
You didn't get the chance, Austin, but I feel like we have some time now
I
that you
don't
can-
have a story.
from your forklift days, man.
No, there's no story. That was the most boring, mind-numbing job I've ever had.
Whoa. Somewhere right now, there's a guy out there driving a
Yeah,
forklift
and he knows exactly
watching
what
this
I'm
cast
talking about.
at the same time,
Yes, that's
about to-
exactly what you would do.
about to need workers' comp. And he doesn't like what you're saying, Austin.
I did have an accident at the warehouse.
Probably
It was
watching Dota on
pretty
Twitch.
dangerous. No, it wasn't anything.
Probably
like
watching
that.
Dota on Twitch in what was this, like 2011? Driving the forklift,
Yeah, that was
Boba
about that
clockwork.
time.
Holy shit! Liquid are doing it. As you decapitate 3 workmen. Austin was not doing it that day.
Live and breathe Dota, man. But he's got to die. That's the way it be. All right. Production does not want to hear any more.
Yeah,
of
the
this
decapitation
story.
joke, I
And
think, did not go over well in the
I don't want to get caught in anything legal here, so we are going to go to a break. Come back soon. Soon.
Prepare for a lesson. Famine. What did you learn? This reward
I'm sensing a
transcends
pattern here.
expectation. Try not to feed.
I'm sensing a pattern here.
Really? You just did that? Let's shake things up.
The pattern is complete!
Prepare for a lesson. Even a master falters.
Dire's top tower might be going down! Dire's bottom tower is under attack. My timeline snaps. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower looks to be disintegrating. Dire's middle tower looks to be disintegrating. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower ain't looking too steady. Radiant's top tower's about to topple. Radiant's top tower's under attack. Dire's bottom tower's getting pushed around. Dire's middle tower looks to be disintegrating. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's top tower is about to be Radiant's top rubble. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower. Don't look good. Radiant's top tower ain't looking too steady. Radiant's top tower's about to topple. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower looks to be disintegrating. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Dismount from life.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is about to be Radiant's top rubble. Dire's top tower ain't a tower no more. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower's not feeling the love. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is about to be Radiant's top rubble. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower looks to be disintegrating.